cap. A feather can actually move further forward and still be able to block for the bat chat. Now, one thing you don't want to do, for example, is where Merc is, and Holem right now is pointing at Merc. Well, I am not blocking for the bat chat. Can everybody see that? That's why I was telling Cactus to actually look forward. Not necessarily forward, you just want the flat side to where you block their shot from hitting the bat chat. This is what we needed people to do so that the bat chat is covered from the one line there, and then the E-Hundies are blocking everything that is shooting from this point.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to. That's why I kept moving around, because everybody's good kept moving. I didn't want to get shot.
And then the other thing you want to do not keep moving forward. Your goal as E-Hundies or something like this, and the thing is, it can change in the blink of an eye. Let's say Haligor just got hit and Thor just pulled up. Thor would be the next guy you would try to block for. Now, the goal for the E-Hundy, it's not to stay alive. So the scooting back and forth is great for pub matches, trying to bounce shots. Here, you want to die and leave a carcass so that they cannot hit your prize tank, or in this case, the hit points, or the cap points behind you. Now, what we had in that last situation was E-Hundies, one was way over here, one was where A-Feather was, actually a little bit back further, and then you had a Bat Chat, and then you also had an E5.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, the Bat Chat finally got hit. Now, people are still trying to block for the Bat Chat. No, it's the E5 now. Now he's a larger target. So therefore, you reposition. But the thing is, once you get in position, the guys who are the wall, you don't need to move. Because when you move, the guys behind you are looking at angles and they're trying to move. And then everybody, and then let's say, for example, one guy goes right, one guy goes left, you just expose the guy behind you. So as a wall, you just stop. When in doubt, just form up behind each other. Like, let's say I don't know which guy has the most points. I would pull up behind A Feather, like so, and form a pocket somewhere. And also use your resources. See the rock? The rock is also another wall. And then just form an imaginary line. Now, yes, they can come all the way down from the hill down, but at the point where our guys got on cap until the very end, there was plenty of time to actually cap out. Unfortunately, we kept moving and getting hit. So it's just a tip, guys, for when you're trying to cap, just think of a small pocket and you form it for it. And if you think there's a little gap, E-Hundy, you move in. And this is not just E-Hundies. If a bat chat, another thing I do if I'm in a bat chat, I will sit right on the outside of the line. I will bait them to shoot me. They don't, most of the time when they're zoomed in to shoot, they're not looking at which tank they're hitting. And if I can bait them to shoot at me instead of the guy who's actually in the cap circle, that's even better. So that's a couple of things to think about.
The one that did the actual reset he flanked him around the rock. He's the one. So
it was a T-57.
That was already after the fact of being reset a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah,
and when you're a smaller medium like that, like I was saying just a while ago, I had no shots on Thor, but now I do. But even still, when you're the bigger tank, just like Holland was saying, keep your turret forward, you make a bigger wall to hit, and the bat check can stay covered up even if he dies.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me was to point out, for those who didn't know, is you don't always have to shoot. And that's why, and I'm not trying to single you out, Cactus, it's just everybody did this. The other E-Hundy did it too. They were pointing towards the target, and in this case, you do not even need to do any damage. Just turn your turret, form a wall. It depends on, try to make the most optimum, and then form up from there. But in that case, we just had way too much of a gap, and they kept shooting through it.
Also, keep in mind that since the E100 has such a big engine deck, you're going to want to basically stagger your E-Hundies. So, like, you don't want to be sitting tail to front. That just leaves such a big gap that they can shoot through. They can shoot through that gigantic gap right there. So you want to kind of go like this, so that way there's not as big of a gap there, and your turrets are blocking from shots above.
Yeah. Now, ideally, if we had all the time in the world and we're not driving on and rushing the cap, Allegory, could you move back a bit? Okay, if we had all the time in the world, I would be positioned like this, and then A Feather would pull up behind me and side scraping off of me. Yeah, see how long it's taking A Feather just to do that?
The Sins
So-
aren't agile.
Yep. All right, now he's going to be side scraping there, and then now we can ideally shoot and protect at the same time. That's not going to happen in the actual battle. So when in doubt, go full sideways and block.
Holm, can you? We've got 3 minutes left. Can you redo this without the E100s?
Okay.
Odds are, if we were to run that same strat again, we would not be fast capping with the middle force. We'd be fast capping with our 7 to 8 mediums that we've got on the 1-2 line.
All right. So let's pick a guy. Fid, you're going to be our guy. So pull up at some point, and then I want mediums to, since we have plenty of time to think through, help block Fid. So Fid definitely would not be there. So scoot forward, use the rock to put between you and them, and then everybody else form up around Fid.
62A's in front. 121, that means you two.
Yep, basically like that.
And if
And
you're
we
in a
get a big
medium, you
pot
can
like that
turn.
together,
You
they
can
can't
turn
go
your
one
turret
versus
and
two.
shoot in a medium that's the same bloody
Yeah.
size, whether you're pointing at them or not.
Now, this isn't ideal. It's going to be very hard to protect, but it's much better than having tanks that are widely spaced.
The other
Now-
thing with all this is that there's a big group of us, they're not sure which one of us is at the cap points.
And then if you get capped, like I said, let's say Marasodic just got hit, he can just move slightly off a cap so that when they hit him, it won't reset any cap points at all, and then they'll just destroy him, which is great. Another thing to keep in mind, in this case, which tank was it? The 416 would be the ideal because it's so low profile. But if he's late to cap, again, you have to think on the fly and not protect him, but protect the first guy. And the first guy on cap, the instant you know you have cap points, you run and hide. You don't need to shoot, you don't need to do anything, just hide. And then start calling people. Override if you need to, say I have cap points. You don't need to, yell over the caller, but the instant that happens, just say I have the cap points. And when you lose it, say, what is it? 62A lost points, or Allegory lost points. That way people will know. Right. Now, let's say, for example, Allegory. Actually, let's let Trey be the next guy. Everybody form up on Trey and block. Trey, get in there.
Who the hell's
Or not.
that? Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Sorry, what?
Yep. They're just gonna form up on you.
Alright.
And the instant you guys get on there, again, don't worry about shooting. What you want to do is start looking towards the enemy. If you see IS-7, try to put yourself between him and the guy with the highest cap points. If you need to, move to where your turret, since it's the biggest and tallest thing, blocks between the line of sight. Now, of course, Artie can always flash, but at that point, that's where you immediately start thinking who has the next most points.
That would be already heaven right there.
Yeah, it is.
I
Just
think
you.
Arya would ring.
Every single batchet in here has different camo.
Alright, real quick before everybody else disperses, I want to say one quick thing. I need to pull up a webpage here first real quick. Saturday, this weekend after, I believe it's the 1st of November, after Halloween, we will not be doing Clan Wars. Instead, we're going to be having sorts of mini games, whether they be battle boats. Well, we can try and work some of our training into this. There will be gold prizes, and I don't mean 10 or 15 gold from the treasury. I'm talking, 7 gold or $7 and
Seven gold.
7 gold.
$7 in
Seven
gold.
Not just like 10 or
Oh,
15.
Guys,
seven.
shut up. $7 in gold,
Shut
which is
up.
1,200 gold. $15 in gold, which is 3,000 gold gift
No FE
from the
304s.
forums. So if you have an idea for a mini game, something along those lines, contact me and we'll see about getting it worked in. Other than that, we will be starting, I would say, probably about 9:30 Saturday. And instead of Clan Wars, we'll be doing just all types of mini games, probably for an hour, maybe 2. I know Saturday is generally hard for people to make it on, so I want to try and find a way to make it a little bit more enticing. Friday night we will not be doing Clan Wars. I, as a parent, have no idea what I'm doing. I'm sure there are many of you on here that are the same way. So rather than try and do Clan Wars and worry about that, Friday we're not doing Clan Wars. Saturday we're not doing Clan Wars. We'll pick back up Sunday night. So we do have Clan Wars tomorrow, Thursday night, but Friday night and Saturday night we are not.
Maybe after the games, you could try what you guys have done before, where everybody's in there
User disconnected from your channel.
just plays solo and you drop all at once.
Yep.
User
that'd be
disconnected
really
from
cool.
your channel.
Yeah, we're actually going to do much more fun stuff afterwards. Clan Wars, win or lose. I'm also going to start, now that my schedule settled down, I hope, except for like Thursday or Friday nights, I'll start alleviating some of the calling duties too.
User disconnected from your channel.
Also, guys, watch on the new forums under the general discussion. I know we just lost a few people, but watch on the forums for a poll. I want to know what you guys think about going to East Coast time zones. And basically, it's going to be a yes, I can make it, or no, I can't make it to that early. And when you say yes, I can make it, please try and say yes, I can make it more than 1 day. Yes means I can make more than 3 or 4 times a night. And that will be up on our forums
week.
here later tonight. So please, tomorrow, look at our forums and please fill out that poll.
Hey, you can post in TeamSpeak that you got that poll in the forums.
Yes, it will
When-
be a welcome message
okay.
on TeamSpeak.
Code.
Yeah, and if we go
17
to the East Coast, it will actually open up a lot of more maps that we have much stronger strats for.
Oh.
And it's a lot easier to break in new members with those maps than the current maps we have, which is difficult even for veterans.
And we're stuck on being on West Coast where we're stuck on 3 or 4 maps that are not very Clan Wars friendly. Like Tundra is not a very Clan Wars friendly map. Pearl River, you have to be very good on Pearl River to know how to play it. If we go back though to the East Coast, and give me a moment if my fucking map ever wants to work. We may
User
not make a
disconnected
lot
from
of
your
gold, but up
channel.
in like Greenland and such, there are a lot of areas that it's very
User
easy to
disconnected
hold
from your
7 to
channel.
8 different territories. And you're looking at a whole other way, like Live Oaks is one of them, and come on, stupid map.
Prokhorovka?
Yeah, I mean there's tons of other maps.
Cliffs, mines, fun maps, even if
Yes,
they're not.
cliff and mines
yeah.
are very fun. Cliff, fjords, Kalmarane, Lakeville. Lakeville's fun. Severogorsk, more fjords. Malinovka, Mountain Pass, more fjords. Karelia, Fisherman's Bay, Arctic regions fun. Tundra, and there are a lot of other clans that are lower caliber than us. I don't want to say we're the best, but there are much easier areas to play in as to what we're playing in now. So,
We're the best around.
apart from our singing cheerleading squad here.
Wonderful.